Right, hello and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, today I'm going to be doing a review of the first film in a trilogy that I recently bought. I've seen the second one a while ago. I didn't even know it was part of a trilogy. That is Old Boy, and it's part of the Vengeance trilogy. They're not linked, but they're all by the same director, and they're all about revenge. So today I'm going to be reviewing the first film in the trilogy, which was made in 2002, and it's a South Korean film called Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. And in my opinion, this is the best one of the three. This film was so impactful and shocking and amazing. It was ridiculous, and I know Old Boy is classed as like one of the most amazing films ever, and it's the best of the trilogy. But in my opinion, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance was one of the best revenge, probably the second best revenge film ever, and it's the best of the trilogy. So to start off with the story, it's about this guy called Ryu who's deaf and he's mute, and his sister is dying. I think it's from kidney failure. And he can't give his kidney to her because of the blood types. So what he does, he goes to the black market and tries to sell his kidney in order to buy one for his sister, and they steal his kidney and leave him to die, basically. So then the story is it's about two different revenge stories. So that plot is about him trying to seek revenge on the people who stole his kidney. But at the same time, he abducts this tycoon's daughter, and tries to hold her for ransom, but then she drowns in the river by accident. And then it's a story about the dad trying to get revenge on Ryu. So that is basically the plot of the film. It's about two different revenge stories, and the overall theme of the film is that revenge doesn't do anybody any good. It just destroys everything, and it completely just messes with obsession and everything to do with everybody's lives. And it really does a really good job in this film of showing how just it destroys everything, and no one gets anything good out of it. Revenge is just something there that people do. It doesn't make you feel better. It just destroys lives, and this is the best film to show that. In Kill Bill, they kind of glamorise it a little bit, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because it is entertainment, films are entertainment, but this one was so shocking in the way that it just completely destroys their lives. It was just amazing. And this film has probably got the most disturbing scenes I've ever seen in a film. So to start off with, the scene with the baseball bat where he's hitting this guy on the head with it was so horrible, and the noise effects in this film were so disgusting and gross, and that scene really was just a bit too far. But it doesn't compare to what happens later on in the film. There's a scene where someone gets their Achilles heel slit underwater, and I don't know how they did it, but the special effects, like when he's moving, it's opening up, and I actually had to look away. That part was just ridiculous. I was like, no way am I watching this. So that scene was just horrible. It was genuinely so horrific, and the thing is, right before it, you think something else is going to happen. If you've seen the film, you know what I mean. You're like, oh, maybe this is going to happen, and then the Achilles heel gets slit, and you're like, oh my god, that is just a bit too much. So the baseball bat scene and that scene was horrible, and also the fact that he's deaf and mute. There's a scene where he's crying, and the noises that he makes were just so, I don't know, just horrific. And the actor who did Ryu was great in this film. He actually isn't deaf or mute. He just acts it. He had to learn how to do it, and I thought he did great in this film. Everyone did really good in the film. I think that his girlfriend did great as well. So this film was really sad. It had really good emotional value, and did really well at showing how vengeance does destroy lives. And in the end was amazing. The characters were amazing. The story always builds tension from beginning to end. It's not like Old Boy where it's like action sequence and then there's an action sequence and action sequence. In this one, it's all just building. It's like winding it up, and then right at the end, it all just snaps. And I thought that was great. It's my favourite one of the three. It is a slow burner. Some people may find it boring or whatever, but it definitely pays off by the end, and I think it is the best of the Vengeance trilogy by Park Chan-wook. And if you haven't seen any foreign films, I'd say this one is a great one just to watch, because you don't even have to really pay attention to the subtitles to know what is going on. If you can't read them or whatever, you don't want to read them, you just tell by the emotions and stuff, and because the guy is deaf and mute, you can tell what's going on, and it is really well done. So that's my review for Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. So we'll be doing the review of the trilogy, which is all three, which is Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and Lady Vengeance. I've seen all three so far, and Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is definitely my favourite one. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you have done, leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought about the film, and I will see you guys in the next video.